boy. So Manchester United played Rangers, and it's the second game of the preseason. Results don't really matter, but we beat them 2-0. And I want to just give the first standout player for me was Amad Diallo. The boy looks like he was not watching the Euros. He was not watching Copa America. He was practicing his match sharp, razor sharp. And that's the kind of attitude we need on that right wing, especially if you're going to be somebody that we're going to rely on this coming season. So big shout out to Amad Diallo. Big shout out to Will Fish at the back, was also not too shabby. I actually admired his performance as well as the preseason debut for a man like Lenny Yoro. Eurovision is on, man. Lenny Yoro is the real deal. And you can tell that we have a quality player in our hands. So big shout out to Lenny for that. Also another special shout out goes to Oguneye as well. He did really good. I want to also just give Andre Onana a little bit of praise and say, you know, the boy looks like he can dive again. He looks like he has been also practicing his reflexes. So shout out to Andre Onana for that moment when he was called to do a very instantaneous, you know, reflex save, and I was really impressed by him. The thing that I want to also give context-wise is that Rangers are more or less in the second game of the preseason, but they are a very good team. They finished second last season in the Scottish League, and you know, I think this was a good team to go up against in terms of, well, in the same level fitness-wise. You know, no team is like, it's not that like the Rosenborg game that we played where they're almost halfway into their season already. So this was really the team to play and really test where we are in terms of our team fitness. And I want to just say the way the kids played in the second half, shout out to the academy youth players. I mean, most of them will not make the first team, but they did show some glimpses of quality, some unity and cohesion that we have been missing at Man United. So I want to give a big shout out to them, man. Them kids are playing. They made the senior players look a little crappy, if you know what I'm saying. Looking at Casemiro, who is still looking a little sloppy. Somehow he hasn't shaken off last season. Aaron Wan-Bissaka did not really impose himself as much as a right back. As the right back, pardon me. And who else? And also Hannibal Mejbri. I feel like I'm more or less like, I know it's still, you know, preseason games, but from this, it's an audition, you know. And Hannibal Mejbri needs to do better. He needs to show us what exactly in his toolbox. Because right now, the toolbox looks really small. And I want to also say that Joe Hugo, he's starting to show that he's grown a little bit compared to the Joe Hugo that we saw last preseason. And we might have one more extra attacker, you know. I almost feel like our options are actually looking good in terms of our front line, especially central striker position, you know. Moving into the new season, we got Xerxes, we got Hoyland. And Joe Hugo might also be somebody that we should call upon. I really, if he's willing to just sit and wait for his moment, I think the moment will come and he shall shine. Because that kid, the way he struck that ball, shows that his finishing is looking good. You know, his movement was also looking good. Speaking of movement, I want to give Mason Mount a shout out, because his it's not just about his assist for Amad Diallo. It's also how he moved the opposition defenders as well and created that space for Amad Diallo to be able to cut in. That is something that sometimes is not mentioned. It's not really rated, but that is an important thing that he did. And Mason Mount, decent to very good performance. That's how I'm going to judge him. And I really, really hope that we can stand behind him as Manchester United supporters around the world and give him the support that he needs to be able to just push on further and be a little bit more impactful than last season. We need that impact, if you get what I'm saying. Not impact, but impact, you know. And a big part of it is him making sure that he stays fit, because availability is one of the most important abilities as a football player. What's the point of you being good and then not being available? We already had that with Martial. We already had that with the Phil Joneses. Now we gotta get rid of the dead wood. We gotta keep going in terms of preparing for next season, and the preparations are looking good. I want to say a special shout out to also Eric Ten Hag, man. The coaching staff look like they're doing the job. You know, I didn't particularly feel like we didn't have a game plan. We did have a few patterns like that way emerging. You saw that goal that we created, especially the first goal, the one from Amad Diallo. It was a good goal, and there was another phase, attacking phase that we had where I saw the triangles triangulating, and I was happy about that. I like that one-touch football where the players are looking for each other and running into space, because that's how you make the ball do the job for you. And it's not about carrying the ball and becoming the star man in terms of dribbling and taking people on. Looking at the fact that Marcus Rashford was not playing today, I think we are looking all right, and I want to see us building on that. So big shout out to Jadon Sancho was also okay. Jadon Sancho was doing all right. I want to give a little bit of praise as well to Oguneye. Oguneye was also somebody that stood out to me and was really, really integral in the squad, and especially in the second half. And I want to see more from this kid. There's a lot of players that can develop. They have the ingredients. They just need to flourish and show that they can have the minerals for that first team football. I cannot finish this video without giving a major shout out to Toby Collier. Collier, we got a special one there. He has to be the next one. Surely the breakout player this coming season. I want to see more of Collier, because that boy is refreshing. He's dynamic, he's creative, he's confident on the ball. And it's all about developing some of these attributes into making sure that he's ready for the first team. Anyway, big shout out to you for being here, for watching this. Please hit the like button, subscribe. My name is Botswana Papi. This is the Football Power Hour. We out. Peace.